All right, everybody. So, this is actually a pretty important story. I don't know how much coverage this is going to get, only because of the context. And this kind of reminds me of when Biden went after Press TV's website, the Iranian news platform, basically just trying to silence dissent using some type of BS excuse. But this is much, much bigger, right? And I had never even heard of who these people are. Like I said, apparently they're like a Nazi group. So, I don't know how much coverage this is going to get just because of the context. The American Futurist. Again, never heard of them before, but it doesn't really matter because if you believe in free speech, that means you believe in free speech, right? It doesn't mean you only believe in free speech you agree with or something that you want to say or want to hear. It's things that maybe you don't want to hear, maybe things you don't agree with. That's the whole point, right? You have to have that in order to have a free society. And if you don't have that, well, then you have nothing. So if you can't even speak your mind, then there's a problem, right? And recently, we've just been seeing it everywhere, right? I mean, they're even turning, speaking of Press TV, Project Veritas, right? You have the FBI rating them in like a politically motivated attack, seemingly on the press, because they're not towing the line. They're not pushing the narratives the government wants them to push. So the American Futurists had their website taken down basically at the request of the UN. And no, I'm not kidding. So read this, right? So, news about our stolen website turns out it was not the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, who got our website taken down. It was the United Nations. We're not joking. Below is a screen cap from Enom's legal team stating that the United Nations contacted them demanding our site be taken down. Seeing as Enom is based in Canada, they're more willing to take our stuff down than a registrar based in Eastern Europe, Caribbean, or even the US. This is intensely funny to us and honestly pissing off the United Nations, and having them personally have our site taken down is a great honor. I have to completely agree with that, right? It shows that we're pissing off the right people. The American Futurist has done the I hate the Antichrist meme in real life. For the record, we don't break any US laws, and we actually ask people not to do things like mass shootings and such. Yet we're still terrorists, apparently, despite us not plotting or acting on any attacks or harming anyone physically. Either way, we're not one bit mad that we lost the XYZ domain. In fact, it's worth the sacrifice of the domain to have the UN pissed off at us. What an honor. Again, I agree with that. Expect our site to be back up soon under an alt domain. We're still working on self hosting at this time, which takes time. Thanks to Aryan Front as well for helping us out. Hail victory. I hate the Antichrist. I hate the Antichrist. And then if you want, you can support them, I guess, at contactaf@protonmail.com. So here's the actual screenshot that they sent, right? Two cows, two cows, however you want to say it, GDPR team. Dear Jonathan, thank you for contacting Enom. The domain name AmericanFuturist.xyz was reported to Enom by the United Nations Counterterrorism Executive Directorate, right? As such, Enom took action to ensure that the domain does not resolve. Do you realize how serious this is, guys? In accordance with our commitments under the framework to address abuse, because of this, the hold cannot be removed at this time. The United Nations Counterterrorism Executive Directorate requested that they have their site taken down, and they complied, guys. Oh, and then you have this right here. I hate the Antichrist. I hate the Antichrist. We've got you surrounded. Come out and drink your corn syrup. That's pretty funny, actually. But yeah, guys, Two Cows, however you want to say it, right? Two Cows Inc. is an American Canadian publicly traded internet services and telecommunications company headquartered in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and incorporated in Pennsylvania, United States. It is currently the second largest domain register worldwide. And then it goes on to list the other people that it hosts, including Enom, right? So, guys, this is incredibly serious. So, whether or not you agree with these people just because they're Nazis, I mean, even if they were black supremacists, even if they were ISIS, who cares, right? You deserve to have your voice heard, regardless of your views, regardless of whatever anyone thinks of them, right? So yeah, guys, this is this is pretty crazy, right? Like I said, I don't even know how much attention this story is going to get, but this should be blown up everywhere. Everyone should be talking about this.